in the mid distance is, and even the distance too, because you talked about Abdallah at NCAA's, right, with that crazy anchor leg in the DMR, and he ran the 5,000 last night. 13:48, cruised to a victory there by 8 seconds. But this Texas strength here, and it really makes them a very balanced team, because when you look at where they got points at the national meet, obviously they're 4x4, ran really well. They have some good sprinters. They're solid in the field events as well too. But the thing that's a bit of a surprise is this mid distance resurgence. What do you think these guys are capable of doing when we look more to outdoor season, when you look to NCAA's, but even before that, something like Penn Relays, where we expect them to put a good team out there in those
Yeah,
mid distance relays?
yeah, I think we'll get a good understanding of where they are in the outdoor season at Penn Relays. Earlier this year, it was announced that Texas is going to Penn. And now looking at what they just did in the DMR at Nationals, what they're throwing down in these 800s at Texas Relays, you see what Yasan Abdallah did on the anchor leg for the DMR. You throw in their DMR, potentially a 4x mile, they're 4x8. They're going to have a good 4x8. Texas,
Mm-hmm.
Might be the team of the meet at Penn Relays a month from
Mm-hmm.
now. I know they announced that they're running it like back in February, but Texas taking over Penn is going to be pretty interesting.
Yeah. I mean, how many teams right now have that firepower in mid distance? You talked about Ole Miss as one of them, but how long is that list of teams right now that could put out that many 800-meter mile guys?
Yeah, I guess Ole Miss is really the only other team I can think of right now that has legit 3+ guys in an 800 and in a mile to really develop a true team across those three relays: 4x8, DMR, and 4x mile. So, and no one
Mhm.
had Texas really on their map going into the year. Like you
Yeah.
think, like you're thinking NAU's, Oregon's, BYU's, and things like that. No one had Texas as like potential mid D powerhouse for the Penn Relays. But
Well,
here we are.
because we should have known about Jones, I guess, but we didn't know about Jones. And the part about it is the depth. They have a lot of interchangeable parts, because you look at what they did in Birmingham. They had the DMR. They had multiple guys in the 8. They had a guy in the mile, right? They doubled a lot of people from DMR to the 8, or DMR to the mile, but it wasn't overwhelming, and it wasn't overly reliant on one person. And I think that's going to be really important going into the indoor season. Yeah, quite the turn of events here with Texas really getting strong on the mid distance side of things. Anything else stand out for you from the first, I guess, day of the weekend? Because when you get into track season, Thursday, a lot of these meets start on Thursday, so it's like almost like the weekend track meets start on Thursday.